So I'm a little bit of a rascal, and also a little bit of a compulsive creative. When I'm not sort of spending my time designing and working on Illustrator things and computer stuff, then I am usually found in streets around the world painting. So I guess you could call me a sort of urban decorator. You know. Yeah, it's funky, man. The way it all kind of started was I was born and raised in Antwerp, in Belgium. And then when I was 17, I decided to sort of wangle this little adventure to Los Angeles. And it was pretty much all for my love of skateboarding because this sort of mecca for skateboarding is in LA. And I just had to come here some way, somehow. I knew it was right. I made the trek, and my obsession sort of fed my interests in branding and the arts and all that sort of thing. The way I started digitizing all my stuff and getting all the elements ready for various other forms of expressions. And before I knew it, I started getting into collaborations with brands. This is a part of a series of snowboards that I did for Palmer. They kind of sort of create the best technologically advanced board out there in the industry. Random things like trade show booths for brands in order to kind of breathe a breath of fresh air back into it and make them trend relative. Things happen like random things like shoes. you know, there's a line of shoes in Japan, which has been going strong for a couple of seasons now. And the sky's the limit, and I kid you not, he was wearing a North Face jacket, one of those long Arctic ones, right? Eating sushi and waving a $20 bill. And I was like, my God, I'm onto something. So immediately, I'm like, what happened, man? And, he told me the story, how he ran into someone and they thought it was so sweet and everything. And, bought the sushi, gave the 20, took the jacket off from himself and gave it to him. And I was like, wow, this is interesting. This is profound. So I immediately gave him another one. And, and, yeah, and I saw a change in his energy, really, he was like totally motivated and alert and, pep. And, he went off saying, charge! Right? And I'm like, wow, this is something. So ever since that day, a few years ago, I sort of always keep stencil paintings and this little sales book receipt thingy on me, just in case I run into someone, and then I give him a stencil painting. And I think that's interesting because just the way instead of asking for a handout, right, from the position of the homeless man, they now have something to offer up that's of value. So it sort of shifts their status in society, if you will, and energetically they come from a place of confidence then. And then once they get a small taste of that, right, who knows what happens. So again, in On Purpose, the film that is not color corrected and looks very crappy on this screen for this moment, I sort of dedicated a little chapter to it. And let's roll the tape. So then, the whole point of even documenting that, which is painful to begin with and not easy and, feels kind of wrong, is just kind of to inspire people to get involved a little bit more, without necessarily having to go out of their way too much to make a small difference. I mean, for me, it's easy to make a few paintings and hand out receipts, and because that's what I do anyway. That's sort of what happens naturally in my life. I have paintings, so might as well give a painting and give a receipt. That's something small, and I'm not too much. I don't have to go out of my way to do that. So the simple sharing of whatever it is that we're at the source of, I feel then can make all the difference, and the joy and the returns of that, and sort of being of service. The joys of those things are immediate, and in that respect, giving is receiving. And I think that's important. So on that note, I think I'm at 25 minutes and 22 seconds, and I will pay the fine, however much it is. So, thank you.